I don't know. Says we're live. I don't see. Okay, now we're live. Now I know.
Oh, there we go. There it is.
Says we're live.
Are you blessed with the people that give you the immediate audio video check like my people do?
Yeah, there might be an echo.
Oh,
Hopefully they'll tell us.
whoa, 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 whoa. I got to turn. There we go. Sorry about that. That was my fault. Shocker.
You with echo? What?
I forgot to mute my stream feed.
Mm.
It starts already.
Is this your first time?
Yeah. This should be fun.
How's it going?
Huh?
How's it going?
It's going good. I'm not quite sure what I volunteered for earlier.
You did volunteer. I did not ask. You volunteered.
I did. You know, you were crying a little bit and you seemed really sad. And I said, you know what, Bob, let me do you a favor. Maybe I can come in there and bail you out today.
Exactly. That's 100% a true story. I was in tears. Drowning in tears. Fishing Barn with the $5 super chat. John Echo Fun, thank you.
See, I make people money. I go to your stream, I make you money. That's a beautiful thing.
Alice says John's a tiger barb biter is looking fantastic.
How dare you call him a tiger barb?
It took you long enough.
I was trying to figure that out. Like, where did that come from? Yeah, he is putting on a show back there. He likes to, you know, he likes to put on a show when we're streaming. He does that all day long, but
he's fantastic.
Yep, I love him. He's my favorite. The other one's a lazy bum, but he is awesome.
And yes, Ginger says, please like and subscribe. I agree. Thank you. And Curtis, thank you for the $1 super chat. I appreciate it. So we have no topic. We're just kind of going with the flow here.
We'll sit here and talk for a couple hours.
Yeah. First time catching it live since June. Pam, welcome back.
Wow.
Welcome. What's the water like out? What's your water like out of the tap? My water is very soft. Very soft.
Mine is the opposite.
Minus the opposite?
Mine is the opposite. You're giving me a hard time already. We're not even 3 minutes into this. Jeez.
What's your plans for Thanksgiving? Alice wants to know.
We're having everybody here, all the kids anyway. And then they have, like, one daughter has to work. The other is, I'm not sure what she's doing. The oldest is got to go to his fiance's family. So they're doing the 2 household thing. So we'll be streaming that night and you'll be with us.
Oh, it is? Is it this Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that shows you what I'm doing for Thanksgiving. Diddly squat. I was like, stream Thursday? Sure. So yeah, I'm not doing anything except streaming with you. All right.
That's perfect. I'll bring some turkey for you.
All right. Thanks. Even though turkey sucks. Stephen P says, split this evenly 35, 35, 30. YouTube's cut. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. 2 of my favorite fish tubers together. Cool. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a minute. It's been a long minute.
Yeah, I expect that 35% too, by the way.
35%. Well, after 30 additional percent taken out for taxes.
Whatever. I just want my cut.
Can't forget the man. Ham Aquatics says, I acquired 10 Gary Lang lineage sunset rainbow fish, Melanotania parva, only 1.25 inches, but should color up well over time. Can never go wrong with Gary Lang rainbows. Oh, interesting. Am I doing my Thursday morning stream this week? Yeah. I'm not doing anything else. So I guess I'll be here. I did miss last week. I didn't have power on Monday. I didn't have internet on Thursday. So no streaming last week. Sorry about that. But it happens. Out of my hands. What are you going to do? Yeah, I didn't get internet back till Friday. I lost it in the storm on Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember. It was pretty crazy around here.
Yeah, I had to break the news to everybody on my stream because I had said the week before that you were going to be a guest, and then
Oh,
you.
they were probably relieved. That's probably like good news for you.
It should be fun this week though. Little Thanksgiving celebration. You're not getting together with family or anything?
Nope.
Well,
No, my family does their Thanksgiving stuff in a different state, and I cannot take my dogs. I cannot leave my dogs. I don't have any dog sitters since other people will be with their families, and some of my home is still underwater, so I have all kinds of stuff to do. I can't leave.
well, Hungry Man makes a really good Thanksgiving feast that you could maybe indulge in.
It's interesting. Hungry Man, like it's probably been about 10 years since I've had one, so I don't think I'm gonna break that streak.
I don't think I've ever had one, but I just know they exist.
I don't know. It's like one of those things that might seem like a good idea until you're on the toilet like an hour later. But I don't know. Tesla with the $11.54 super chat says, "Hey Bob and John, two of my favorite YouTubers and a live another one with two of your favorites."
How about that?
And Furloughs Aquatics says, "If you want the best collabs on YouTube, then look no further than right here. Glad to see y'all streaming together again." That's 3 in a row, 3 compliments in a row.
This must be something that people like for whatever reason.
Regina Phalanges says, "I love John's t-shirt. Was that from Dallas Aquashella?"
It is, and it even says Aquashelloween.
Oh,
how about that? Yeah, it's really cool. It's a unique one.
Do you know who designed it? Like, was it someone?
No idea.
Probably just someone on Fiverr.
So we got some, yeah, we've got some shrimps, a beta, everything's backwards, a big mermaid. Yeah, it's a cool one. This was definitely one of the more, and then the big manta ray up here, of course, octopus. One of the more like involved designs that they've done. It's very cool.
Now, are they going to give those away in February? Because that would be hilarious.
I think what they do, and I could be wrong, but I think they bring the past show's shirts to the next show and they offer them at like a discount, or maybe they don't offer them at a discount. I don't know, but I know I've seen them at all the shows because, unlike you, I went to all 3 this year.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure like in Dallas, I saw the Orlando and the Chicago ones. So for those people that want to collect all of them.
So it's for the posers. Be like, hey, I went. Look, I got the shirt.
Yeah, and I guess it's also so that they can get rid of them because, what else are they going to do?
I guess they should be like donated or free, but I don't know. It's not my.
They do unique shirts for every year, every city. So,
that's pretty cool.
It says Dallas 2021, so it's not like they can, shift them over to Orlando.
What's going on, you guys? So what's new over there? I haven't talked to you in forever. Anything new and exciting?
The only really big, humongous, life-changing thing that we have going on is something.
Lisa's birthday?
No.
Oh.
That's every day. No, it's actually something I can't talk about.
Oh.
So it kind of sucks. It's but it is a big thing that we'll be announcing soon.
If I guess it, will you tell me if I'm right or wrong?
Nope, because I'll get in trouble.
Oh.
And I don't
we all know that Lisa's pregnant, so
yeah. I was saying these kind of things on my stream on Thursday, and she was very quick to jump in there, like it's nothing to do with any pregnancy or anything like that. I happen to know for a fact that is impossible for that to happen, so it's definitely not that. I'm done with all that, so I would not be as happy as I am right now if that's what it was.
I bet I know what it is, but I won't guess.
I mean, there's
if
really
I guess after the stream, will you tell me?
After the stream, maybe.
Okay.
Even though you're not very good at keeping your mouth shut about things.
Oh, I tell everyone everything. I don't care.
Yeah, after the stream, I'll tell you. Just don't let Lisa know that I told you.
Ooh. Ooh, I know what it is. When are you going to announce it? This Thursday?
No, it's a couple of months away.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so just don't even act like it's really even a thing. I mean,
you brought it up.
Well, you asked me what's going on. That's the only thing. Like,
you're like those people on Facebook that just want attention. Like, oh, my life is a mess right now, and someone says, "What's wrong?" and they say, "I don't want to talk about it."
Well, I would just like it put on record. You asked me, and I said the only thing is, Lisa's here. I'm in big trouble. I said the only thing is something that I can't talk about. So, it's your fault.
All right. Well, you could have just said, you could have poker faced it and said nothing.
But well, what's fun about that? What would we have been talking about for the last 5 minutes? I mean,
it did create additional content, so I can't complain.
I wish I wish I could talk about it. I really do. It'll change everything. Put it that way.
Oh, then I definitely know what it is. But anyways, commit to Norland with the $5 super chat goes towards my Thanksgiving dinner. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Or the send prayers, but I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, those people on Facebook, it's weird. Anyways.
The easy way to solve that is just don't go on Facebook.
A couple of clownfishes in the house. I like it. I like that. I bartered some homemade cakes for that Aquashella t-shirt. I love it. My favorite part are the glass cats wearing scuba domes.
Yeah.
What?
I forgot to show those. Yeah, they're very cool. Now the microphone's covering them up.
All right, that's pretty funny.
See, it's so weird. Everything's backwards. There you go. No, wrong side. There you go.
All right, we got it. Quit
I was just trying to help you out here. I'm not stripping or anything.
Something. Lisa's pregnant. I was half listening for a second. I'm sticking with that. All right. Ginger Crumble with the $5 super chat says, please remember to like and subscribe and become a member. Daryl, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Well, it's good to see everyone. I guess I forgot to say hi to everyone, so I'll just say hello to everyone. So I did get some disappointing news now that I see Steenfott Aquatics in the chat here. The Aquashella Chicago is the second weekend in October, which is also the same weekend as Fishtoberfest in Portland. And the one in Chicago would be the only one I could go to this year. So now I have to decide between one or the other. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Makes me sad.
I don't know anything about Fishtober. Is that what you call it? What'd you call it?
It's Fishtoberfest. I
don't know anything about that. But I could tell you anything you want to know about Aquashella, though, if you want me to make the sale for you to go there, because it's an amazing time. I mean, it really is. I know you don't like having fun, so it might not be the best time.
Very overrated.
I mean, I know you are like me in that you don't see a lot of people. You don't get out and see people a lot. And I don't mean that as an insult. I
don't take it as an insult. I mean, that sounds perfect to me.
It's the exact same way for me. And so it's a great opportunity to not only see the people, and you know who I mean when I say the people, all of these beautiful people that are in here with us, and then also after the shows, hanging out with other YouTubers and all that, which you don't like doing that either. So maybe you wouldn't have fun. I don't know.
Maybe, you never know. And Danikin Kenny says, I told you to go to Chicago, man. We will be here next year. I know, but it was a really fun show, and it's like the only local show in the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, kind of.
And they're the same weekends, or they're close to each other?
Exact same weekend. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, their schedule got all different from last year. I mean, and it's actually good. Like when Dallas was over, I was like, man, we got to wait till June, because I was assuming Orlando wasn't going to be till June like it was this year. But then when they said February, I'm like, okay, we don't have as long of a break. That's cool.
Yeah. And Danikin says Bob rocked at the after party at his house. And by rocking it, I hid downstairs while they were all upstairs.
Now you say locally. I mean, are you close to Portland? I don't know that area.
It's a 3-hour drive.
So everybody drove 3 hours to go to your house afterwards?
Not my house. Danikin's house.
Oh, okay.
And he was like 10 minutes away from the show.
Very nice. Okay.
And he's got like 100 fish tanks or something ridiculous. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole house, like every single room, every room has fish tanks. It's nuts. Orlando in February is going to be so much less sweaty than this year's live streams.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, it's not going to be a bad thing to get away from Virginia in February and go down where it's warm. So
I suppose that's true. Somebody asked an actual fish question, and now I'm trying to find it. Anyone knows if I can put shrimp, crabs, and bettas together? Should I keep the pH high or low? Well, that sounds like a question for the betta seller right here.
Shrimps, crabs, and betas? Yep. I don't know anything about crabs, so I can't tell you there. I'm really good at killing shrimp, but no, we've successfully kept shrimp with betas. And it's been fine, but I don't know if the same rules apply for crabs, then you'd probably be okay. I know the crabs are really cool. Haley was showing hers off in Dallas, and I know that sounds weird, but it's not supposed to. The little crabs in the aquarium, and they were really, really cool. And she wanted me to take them, and I said no. But if the same rules apply with them that are the rules that apply to shrimp, then you'd probably be good.
Well, I know the crabs she had were mainly terrestrial, but they do go in water. I have them myself, and they spend, I'd say it's probably about 50-50 between land and water. And they would be fine with bettas, in my opinion.
Well, there you go. So you
and I also think that I would also, somebody said, please no shrimp and bettas in the same tank, please. I would have no problem doing it. Especially if it's like, a really nice planted scape and lots of places for the shrimp to hide. Sure, the betta is going to maybe eat some baby shrimp, but that's, just beneficial. It's just free food.
And population control. Then things won't go crazy with all the shrimp.
True. Where is the goddess Lisa? The goddess Lisa.
She's downstairs feeding the fish, and there's 400 of them, so it takes a while.
Steven says, my alien betta doesn't bother the shrimp. There you go.
She has a bunch of Amanos, which, I mean, they're too big for the betas to mess with them anyway, and it's always been great, but I don't know that she's done the little shrimps yet with them.
Brian, you did say please. Sorry, I did leave that out of the comment. I apologize. Randy says, I wanted to make a 250-gallon fish tank out of acrylic. Any recommendations where to get acrylic sheets, and how thick should the sheets be? Well, I think it's going to depend on the length of your tank, like 250-gallon, like square, rectangle. I think you can get away with thinner sheets if it's square. And as far as where to get them, I have no idea. I've never bought acrylic big enough outside of like the little acrylic sheets at Home Depot. You probably have to Google it. I don't know. I have no idea.
That's exactly what I would do. Same thing with big pieces of glass. Just call your local glass shop. Acrylic is super expensive, though. I mean, I know there's people that could argue all night long one's better than the other. I don't know which one's better than the other, but I know acrylic is, when you get into those really big, thick sheets, they can get astronomically expensive.
And like super expensive to ship. All of that stuff. It's just personal preference for me. Like, I prefer acrylic on larger tanks just because they're easy to move. But really, you don't move those large tanks hardly ever. But still.
Yeah, I mean, and I've always had the kind of fantasy to build the big where you're only really using one acrylic panel and the rest is either stone or a big plywood tank or whatever. I've always kind of fantasized about that. And I think in that case, I'd probably go acrylic, just because I feel like it'd be a little easier to handle getting it in place, because glass is so stupid heavy.
I also like acrylic because if you scratch it, you can buff it out. Mm-hmm. Now, glass isn't nearly as hard to scratch as acrylic, but I still have scratched glass.
I have never had an acrylic aquarium. Never once in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
I just broke down a 90-gallon acrylic, and it was so nice being able to just move it with like one hand. It weighs nothing.
I was talking with the TV star Brett Raymer in Dallas, and talking about some of the like ridiculously big aquariums that they did on the show. And the biggest ones that they did, they never even showed on the show, but he was talking about them. They're like, 35 feet long and 18 feet high and stuff. And the numbers he was talking about for just the acrylic was sickening. I was like, what? I mean, you gotta be a pro athlete or something like that
that's crazy.
It's insane.
Well, I know when I like go to the zoo in the penguin display, like the whole front, it's like 4 feet tall, but the acrylic's like 6 inches thick.
Right.
And I like, man, I would love some of that. Just make like a 40-foot wide, just front viewing panel, open top.
I wonder, is that acrylic that thick, or is it just glued together like 3 pieces of wood?
That's a good question. If it is glued together, it's done very well because you don't see any seams. So I don't know.
Hey, there's my other guy. He's finally out.
Oh, he finally came out.
Now he's going to go back and lay down for another 2 hours.
John, what's your favorite tank from the Tanked show?
Probably one that would be one that I was actually just talking about. And I don't think they ever really did like a whole show about it, but they showed it. The one that was in that big mega church that I think is in like Atlanta or somewhere in the South. And it was like and he told me how much that tank cost. And I don't want to say, cause it was at a church, but, crazy what that tank cost. But that was like something you would expect to see at like a public aquarium, and it had a huge arch in it. I don't know if you saw it, but that was unbelievable. And I mean, other than that, I don't know. I'm not really into the theme tanks. Yeah, Tracy Morgan had his shark thing and the jaws, and I'm not really into that. Just like with the American Chopper show, I didn't really like the fire engine tanks or motorcycles and the jet.
The Spider-Man motorcycle was pretty cool, though.
That was very cool. I liked that one a lot. And even though I hate the Yankees, the New York Yankees one was really nice too. But I just like a nice motorcycle or a really nice aquarium, things that are just kind of basic. I mean, look at my stuff. It's always basic. So when you build an aquarium out of a car, that's cool, but that's not really my thing.
Felicia says, do neons and cardinals school together in the same tank? Yes.
And good luck figuring out which ones are which.
Not always, but a lot of the times they will. Jamie McDonald, member for 37 months. I'm still the longest member. I appreciate it, Jamie. Love the Biters. Just got Adele Heasy.
I think it's fun to see how many different ways people say the name.
We got a little lag there, but it's all right. I think we're back.
You just went like this. It was really weird.
Fast forward.
I heard you perfectly fine, but the video was all over the place.
All right, so we got another question. Any tips on keeping bamboo shrimp? Is it safe for a beginner with giant bettas and goldenback neocaridina? I have a 20-gallon that's overstocked but doing well, 30-plus fish, 20-plus snails. I don't know about adding anything to that. That seems like a lot. Bamboo shrimp can be kind of sensitive when they molt. So if you have a lot of fish and they don't have a good place to hide, they will pick at them because they are tasty. I mean, it's shrimp. Shrimp tastes good. The only other thing I would say for bamboo shrimp is you definitely want a seasoned tank because they are filter feeders. So if your tank's only like 2 months old and everything's nice and clean, you'll probably have to specifically feed them. But I don't know.
But let's just go ahead and say it. Your tank has enough in it.
Yeah, it definitely has enough.
That happens all the time on my people are like, I've got 27 tetras, 19 cories, 11 plecos, and this and that and this and that. What else can I put in there? It's like, what?
It's like fish are awesome, but more tanks is even better. So, set up a second tank.
Who's the longest member on my channel? I will investigate for you right now, Jamie McDonald.
How much would you pay for orange laser cories? Probably about $12 would be my max.
I wonder how to find out who the longest. Let's see. Total time as a member. Right there. It is, let's see, Jamie McDonald, you are 1, 2, 3, 4. You are tied. Actually, Jamie, you are tied for second place.
Ooh.
But it's like golf. Okay. There's 3 people that have been members for 37 months. So they're all tied for first place. And then second place would be 36 months, which is another 3 people. And Jamie, you are in good company because the other 2 people with 36 months is my beautiful wife, Lisa, and Daryl Deemer. How about that?
Daryl Deemer, yeah.
But it is Paul Martin, the Fish Tank Barn, and Candy Overhauls that are all 37 months.
Jamie was my second longest member, but the first place person dropped out like a year and a half ago.
Was that Nisi?
Huh?
Was that Nisi?
Yeah.
She was my longest too, and she disappeared. She was my very first.
Mine too.
Channel member.
Yep. Hey guys, I recently got given 15 juvenile rummy nose tetras by my neighbor. The problem is my tank is only 60 liters. Is a tank too small for these guys? I mean, as juveniles, probably not. Probably not. You may want to think about getting something bigger. Of course, that's my answer to everything.
What is the how many gallons is that?
It's 60 liters. That's like a 40 something? I don't know. I'm probably way off.
How dare you? Because you were like, it's 60 liters, like it's a no-brainer, and then you don't even know the answer.
I'm just a stupid American. What do I know?
That's a 15 gallon. And how many did he say he had?
15 juveniles. So yeah, I was just going by the length of the tank, but as juveniles, they're fine. But You'll definitely want something bigger. Membership has its privileges. And Joel G, welcome back. KGTropicals, wow, I don't remember the last time the Sweetie Monster Fish tank was so supersonic bright.
It's the camera. I'm on a different camera.
It's very blue.
Yeah, it looks amazing right now. And I'm going to see what I can do to make it look that way in my streams, but it's this camera that I'm using that makes it look that way.
And I like that you can see everything, but everything in front of you too, like the box fan,
right?
The computer monitor.
My computer monitor is here. The garage door is here. The treadmill is here. Yeah, you can see it all in there. And now that Bob has pointed all of that out, you'll never be able to not see those.
I can't tell if it's turned on though. I don't see the blade spinning.
The fan is not on. It's too loud.
And Zen Ginger says, I may not be the longest, but I'm the most enthusiastic. Damn it, that might be true. That might be true. Hall and Oates are looking rough. Oh, it's Bob and John.
Not quite sure how to react to that.
Hall and Oates?
I mean, I know who Hall and Oates are, duh, but I mean, They're really old. If I was to grow my hair out, even though it would be all the way back here, it would look just like Daryl Hall back in from the 80s with that Bob Ross afro. So I'd probably have not Daryl Hall. I would look just like John Oates, the ugly one of the two.
See, if I grew out my hair, I would have a skullet, so I'd look like Hulk Hogan.
That's kind of how mine is, except it wouldn't go down; it would go out. So I definitely look like the one stooge. I don't know what is it, Larry, that has the curly? I don't know. I thought Curly was the bald guy.
I have no idea. No idea. Keegan says, hey, Bob, I have to do a research project in order to get my degree. I was recommended to start finding an advisor now. Would the co-op be interested in endorsing endangered fish studies? I have no idea, Keegan. Endorsing endangered fish studies? I don't know. You can, like, if you want to message me details, I could probably ask, but I would have no idea.
You want a good way to get yourself in trouble? Go ahead and speak for Corey.
Yeah.
Let me know how that worked out for you.
Brian says filtration and tank turnover is important, correct? Yes, but there's many ways to accomplish that. Kind of a loaded question, I feel like.
My answer would be it depends on what's in it. I mean, an African cichlid tank, you're going to want to turn over a lot more than a tank full of celestial pearl danios.
That's certainly true. Like, that's why I say it's kind of a loaded question. Very many variables, lots of variables. Jamie McDonald with a $10 super chat for Zen Ginger's enthusiasm. Thank you. Oh, here we go. Kyle says, I'm building a fish room. Do you recommend a 15 by 15 would be plenty for just a hobby fish room? My fish room, to give you an example, is I think 8 or 9 feet wide, and no, I think it's 8 by 16. So that's pretty thin, but it's enough for me. And I have 2 125s, a 300, and a wall of 40 breeders. So I mean, I think a lot of people would be happy to buy a 15 by 15.
You can get a lot done in a 15 by 15. This room that I'm in is 19 by 19. And I've only got a few tanks in here, but I've also got 2 8-foot long desks, a bookshelf that's 8 feet wide, a refrigerator, another desk. I got a lot of stuff in here that is not aquariums. So yeah, you can go real far with 15 by 15, especially if you don't mind going up. You know, if you want to have one row of tanks around the room, you're not going to get a whole lot in there. But if you stack them, turn them sideways, you can make a killing in a room that size.
Yeah. So mine is like 9 feet tall, so I can go really high. And Regina Flange says, how big is Danny's fish shed? I believe it's 12 by 20. 12 by 20. Brian says, I have a 40-gallon sump with a 90-gallon tank overstocked with barbs and rainbows and cories.
What else can I put in it?
No, he doesn't say that. I would say, so it's the same person that made the comment about water turnover and filtration. So obviously, if you're overstocked, then more the merrier, right? The more Dean's is 10 by 10. Dean gets a lot done in his fish room. But anyways, like the more turnover you have, the better if it's overstocked, in my opinion. Colin says, just on my lunch break at work, glad I could watch for a half hour. Well, welcome to the stream. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to go back to that thing for a second because I like to make the point that I always preach. If it ain't broke, stop trying to fix it. If he's wondering if he's turning it over enough and all of that, if your fish are happy, if things are going well, then you're good. But then again, I don't exactly remember what the question was, but turning it over enough. I mean, are your fish healthy? Then you're turning it over enough.
I think I don't know if it was a question or a statement, but
well, then good for you.
Whichever.
Sounds really cool.
Analysis has asked a few times, do you have to quarantine shrimp before adding them to a betta tank? Will they have the same diseases as fish? It's very rare for a disease to go from, I mean, almost impossible to go from a shrimp to a fish. So I do not quarantine when I add shrimp.
I'm not the one to ask the questions about shrimp, so
It's not something I would ever be worried about, ever. I have a fantasy of a fish room with a single row of tanks on the top row for frog and the top row for frog and gecko terrariums. I will have a few terrariums by the time my fish room is done. Adam Brown, member for 15 months, says, "What an awesome stream. Love the rapport you guys have. Great entertainment."
we really hate each other, but we just
know. This is just for show.
We turn the cameras on and it's like, let's be professionals.
People always ask, like, who's different when they're not on camera? Well, we absolutely hate each other off camera, so
we fight like yeah, it's brutal.
Moonstone, what's going on? Moonstone says, my longfin albino pleco threw out the egg clump of a red spawn and ate them. Pleco peeps, is rivalry a problem in pleco communities? It's very common with catfish. If too much, I'll Google it or ask Kenski. Yeah, absolutely. They will fight over caves. So if you have multiple males, you want multiple like places for them to spawn. Especially if you want them to breed, which it sounds like you do. I would have caves all over the place, different sizes, different types, and they'll each find their own. And it sounds like you have two males fighting over one cave, and they will do exactly what you said they did: eat the others. Can shrimp actually live in a 1 gallon jar with no filter their whole life, or do they always die off due to stress? I would never think of keeping one in a 1 gallon, so it's not anything I've ever tried. Doesn't sound very fun to me. Paul McCarthy, hello. And Bob Kaler with the $10 super chat. Thank you, Bob. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for dropping a super chat. If you could swap one of your fish for one that the other owns, what would you choose and why? I don't even think John knows what type of fish I have because I don't even know right now.
I have no idea because you don't show them, because you don't make videos. You just sit in front of your Bob Lazar autographed memorabilia there. And
don't be jealous.
I am very jealous. And I'm also very jealous of that beautiful monument you have to your dog there. I know where that came from. So that means a lot to me too. And those have to be Sam Scales art back there. So I like what you got going on, but it doesn't tell me what you have as far as fish go.
Yeah, Lisa got me this. Did you know that?
I know. That's why I like it so much.
It is it's my whole monument. Yep, that's true.
No, that's very cool. It's interesting to me that, like, I think you bring me on here intentionally to embarrass me. I know you like to humiliate me as much as possible, but when you see the question pop through that is one that you know I can answer, and then you ignore it, that makes me look bad and it hurts my feelings.
You're just as capable of reading questions, but you're sitting here like this.
It's your show. I mean,
I don't even want to be here.
I'm just here to carry it for you. You know, somebody asked what the bikers are. I call them bikers. You call them whatever you want to call them. The energetic one there. Why don't you go ahead and guess what they are, Bob? This one's, I mean, the most, except for the Senegal, probably the most common one out there.
Okay, wait. Here, I got a question. Okay. John, what kind of biker is that?
Wow, I'm so glad you've asked, Bob. Why don't you guess? What is this one?
He's asking you a question.
I know, but I was going to see. It's my opportunity to humiliate you a little bit.
Well, it's not. I don't get humiliated. I don't care, but I have no idea. I'm not a biker. The only biker I could confidently call out would be a Congo biker.
Oh, well,
I just made that up. Senegal.
The Polypterus enlicari. That's how I say it. You say it however
What's the common name? I think isn't it enlicari?
I say enlicari. I don't know.
I just made that up too.
Biker people call them Enleys, is what they call them. And then this lazy one that looks like a log is a Lepradi. And again, different people say it different ways. I say Lepradi just because I like the way it sounds. So yeah, but he's kind of lazy. The reason why I turned around a minute ago was to see if that was him or if that was part of the log because I couldn't tell. But that's what he does all the time is he lays around and he just looks like a really cool alligator. And then the Enley is all over the place.
Okay, wait. Okay. You ready? John, how do you get your bettas to color up?
Put them in water. Is that really a question? Or
Yes.
did somebody ask that? Oh, I sounded like a real jerk there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. And he's representing his company that sells bettas, mind you.
No, that's Lisa's thing. I don't care. No, the only time I've seen, I call them betas, whatever. The only time I've seen them not be colored up is when they're super stressed, like when they get transported. But usually, just getting them in the tanks, warming them up, and feeding them good is all that it would take. I haven't seen one, and maybe it's just because Lisa takes such daggone good care of the fish. They're always good and colored up in our tanks, so we don't really have those issues.
I think a key thing you mentioned, heat, warm them up. A lot of people keep them without heaters, and it just blows my mind.
That's probably the most common mistake, other than putting them in freaking beer bottles and stuff. Not having them in heaters, not having heaters with them, is probably the most common mistreatment of betas out there.
I got a betta fish right in here.
I mean, it would not surprise me at all.
That's why I keep it next to my computer, so it keeps it nice and warm.
And those tumblers or whatever that is that you got it in, they hold heat pretty well for a while.
Casey says you two could have a podcast. We were supposed to podcast like 2 years ago. Remember? We even had a name picked out at one point.
Yeah,
and then someone had to go start their own business and get busy and ruin everything. John, are you going to get more alien bettas in?
We get them in whenever we can because we know how much everybody likes them and they're not easy to find. So yeah, we absolutely will. But we're very fortunate. One of the places that we deal with actually comes to our house, and Lisa brings these big coolers in the house full of betas, and she literally handpicks all of them. And the last few times they have not had any aliens. So when they're available to us, we get them every single time. But with it being particularly this week with all of the shipping disasters that there's going to be next week, and just the slowdown of the holidays as far as live fish sales go, we probably won't get more for at least a few weeks, I would imagine.
Do you plan on stopping shipping live fish for like the holidays, or you're going to power right through?
No, well, we've eliminated priority mail because we made that mistake last year and kept it available, and that was a massive disaster.
Yep.
And it's not our fault. It's our fault for allowing them to be handed over to Postal Service to begin with. So we do have to take responsibility for it. But we've already, and as a matter of fact, I was going to announce this on Thursday, we've already removed priority mail as an option for live fish already. It's gone. So unfortunately, for the rest of the winter, the only option that we have available is either USPS Priority Express. Actually, no, I took that off too, because screw them. UPS Next Day Air and UPS Next Day Air Saver is the only things we offer right now. And that'll be probably until March, at least.
There you go. Rocky Miles says, I have 2 pencil fish who are always hooking up, but have yet to see eggs. Does it take a while for them to appear? They're probably just eating their eggs. So if you're breeding egg scatterers, you have to have a place for the eggs to go to be protected, because they'll eat them like almost immediately, which is probably what's happening. And then there's another one. Michael says, Steenfott Aquatics, can bettas handle medium amount of water flow? Medium is kind of subjective, but to me, it would depend on what type of bettas. If they have like longer fins, they're going to have a harder time in higher flow. So there's
the lower the better.
Yeah, they're not nowhere in the wild are they in like medium or high flow. So I would try to cut down the flow as much as I could.
Well, and I mean, you're right. Not only if they were in the wild, but let's face it, unless you're buying wild betas, which, I know some people do, but they've been in a little jar their entire life up until the time you buy them, unless you buy them from us, then they're in a good half gallon at least. But you buy them from a pet store, they're in the little cups. Before that, they were in little liquor jars, and they've always been in small containers. Why is your dog gotta be so rude? I mean, it doesn't bark at all when you're talking. Hey, quiet down, you. You have nothing to say to that. I'm surprised. They've been in stagnant water in very, very small containers their entire life. And then you put them in your tank and you're going to blow them around all over the place. You're asking for that fish to live a very, very short life. So the lower, the better.
I muted my mic. It's going to stay muted for a second. So
the dog was
have
yep.
at the comments.
Dog totally agrees with me. That's beautiful. So what does that mean? I have to take over the show now? Is that what's happening here? Oh boy. I don't know what to do with my hands. Okay. I guess I got to look at the chat then, huh? I have tons of plants and hides. Is that the same person that had the flow question? Then that is good.
I think it's over.
Okay.
Must have been an Amazon guy or something.
John, how long are you going to put up with Bob's crap until you verbally fight? Until I verbally fight back. Listen, I give Bob just as much crap as he gives me. So he has to tolerate me too. And that's why we get along, because it goes both ways. We have fun with it. Sometimes he crosses the line and he hurts my feelings, but most of the time it's just Bob being Bob.
But you made me cry earlier. So,
You were already crying. I'm the one that stopped you from crying.
Oh, is that how it went? I forgot.
Yeah. I mean, and he even had the bottom lip going, I don't know what to do.
So a sponge filter type is probably the best for a betta. I mean, I'm so pro sponge filter. I think it's the best for just about everything, but I don't think I have a tank without a sponge filter in it. And I like, even if it has a hang on back or canister sump, I still have a sponge hidden away in there somewhere. Especially now, like I'm going to have so many power outages this winter that it's nice to be able to just keep the sponge filters going in a power outage.
I had a company, speaking of power outages, I had a company reach out to me, just like you do, I'm sure, all the time. I get emails, oh God, it's 10 or 12 a week. And they all start out the same way. Hello, my dear. And when they start out that way, you know exactly where they're from. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's the translation that it just makes it weird. But they wanted to send, or wanted me to review a power, it's a rechargeable power station. And I was like, heck yeah. I mean, that sounds really good. Usually I won't even read those emails because I'm like, I don't care about your little desk clip-on light or whatever, but this one I was like, heck yeah. And then I saw how much they cost and I said, doubt I'll be hearing back from that company. But
I had I get them all the time too, but I had one that was a portable solar USB charger, and I was like, oh yeah, send me one of those. And then they sent it to me and it didn't even work out of the box. And I was like, it doesn't work. Can you send me another one? And they're like, well, can you call our technical department? I'm like, no, you put it in the sun and you plug in a USB. Like, I don't need technical support for this. And then they didn't send me another one. So I was like, okay, now the solar panel works, but something is funky with the USB. So,
well,
whatever.
These things are, they're big ticket things. And I kind of made myself look like a jerk because I don't want to mess around with that kind of stuff. I mean, I've got my own business to run. I don't want to fool with that. But if it's something that's intriguing, I'm like, yeah, sure. And so they have two different sizes. They have like a regular size one, and then they have a big one. And I was like, I'll tell you what, if you send me one of each, or excuse me, two of each size, because then I'll have one for my personal use that I will review, and then I'll give the others away. I mean, it'd be great. I'd be happy to do that. And they were like, I don't think we can do that. Have you looked at the prices? And like the big one is like $1,500. And I was like, whoa, okay. And so then I said, okay, well, I'm not going to review it if you only want to give me one size, because I don't have to do it anyway. Send me one of both sizes, and then a second one of the small one, which I will give away. And I haven't heard back, so we'll see what happens.
That's where I lost API when they messaged me. They were like, look at our catalog, do some reviews. And I was like, well, I will need 2 of everything, because if I'm going to review one, I want one to give away as well.
Right.
And they were like, no.
And that, I mean, when you're talking about $1,500 little generators, I kind of get that. But when you're talking about $8 bottles of prime, or not prime, but like Stress Coat, it's like, come on, send me a case.
Yeah, exactly.
But
with API, they were like, here's our product catalog. Pick out whatever you want. And I was like, well, I would need 2 of whatever I pick, because I want to give stuff away. And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. So I was like, okay, I'll try this, this, and this. It was like 4 items. And they're like, well, we can't do that, but how about a test kit? I'm like, what? Jesus, it's not even worth my time.
I kind of hope this one does work out with the little power stations, though, because they're really cool. And if they work,
I mean, so my power was out for, I don't even know, but I've got like backup batteries. I got a solar generator. Like I'm and also a gas generator now. So I'm pretty much set, but it's so nice to be able to do it all on solar. Like I reached out.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
When I built my new fish room, like I reached out to like 3 different companies, like, hey, you want to do some kind of collab? And they were like, fish, what? So I think they were like so confused that it didn't work out with any of them. But I would love to get the whole room working on solar eventually.
That's why, I mean, I never reach out. I don't like reaching out to anybody unless
it's like the first time I've ever reached out in like the 6 years I've been on YouTube. Yep. I was like, okay, I'm going to be proactive, because I was building it, and I was like, look, here's what I need. Here's what I'll do. Here's a whole new audience of people that will see it, because I'm pretty sure there's not a single fish room running on solar on YouTube. So, there's a whole new genre of people who would open up to solar, and they were like, fish tanks? What? I was like, never mind.
And see, that's the thing. Before I looked at the prices of these and didn't realize they were expensive as they are. And it's not just them. It's like everybody that makes these machines they're expensive. They're not little $99 things. So I'm not trying to say these people were ripping anybody off, but before I looked at that, I didn't know how much they cost. So I thought they were maybe, at worst a couple $100. And I'm like, listen, I get asked all the time what to do in power outages. I mean, this is a great thing for me to be able to show people that they can do this. And it's true. I mean, it's absolutely true. It'd be a great product, but I didn't realize they were as expensive as they are. So, I mean, it still would, I'm sure, be a good product, but I mean, when you're talking about something that costs as much as your aquarium does, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't, and it probably doesn't make sense for someone that maybe has like 1 or 2 aquariums, but it definitely makes sense if you have a whole fish room, especially if you're like breeding and that's kind of a source of income. You definitely need some sort of backup.
No doubt.
Donated 100,000. What? Looked at Tesla walls. I know anything with the name Tesla on it is going to be way out of my price range.
But I want it all.
I mean, I would take a Tesla roof, but it'd probably be like 80 grand and 2-year waiting list.
I want the roof. I want the car. I want the truck when it comes out. I want Elon's phone when he puts it out. I love that guy. I'm sorry. I just do. I think he's a genius. He is a genius. That's not my opinion. And I want satellite internet too, because Lisa and I are going to undoubtedly end up moving somewhere rural. And they never have any internet at those places. So,
I mean, that was my struggle here for a while. So, What are
How
you
did you
gonna
solve that?
do? So where I'm at, there's a waiting list because they're at their max for high-speed internet. And I've happened to be in the industry for a while, so I knew some people that knew some people, and got moved to the front of the list. And not only did I get gig internet, I got a hot drop, so it's like super duper fast, straight to my house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Sorry, everyone else around me that just got bumped for me, but hey,
They're all still holding their phones up. Like,
it's all about who you know in this world, not what you know.
Lisa and I, we've been looking at houses for a long time, and we found one that was really, really nice. Absolutely zero internet, and no cell phone service. I mean, you literally pull in the driveway, your phone shuts off. And we know that because when we left the property, our phones both, like as soon as we pulled out of the driveway, our phones were like bling, 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 like all the
Sounds amazing
notifications.
to me.
And I don't know where I was going with that, but even like the T-Mobile thing and the T-Mobile 5G internet isn't available there. And I hit up Elon, and his site told me maybe mid 2022. Like, ouch.
Yeah, and if you would have checked last year, it would have said mid 2021.
Right.
So that whole Starlink system is like, I don't know. I'm skeptical.
I mean, if anybody's going to do it, he's going to do it, though. I mean, Starlink is out there. It's just a matter of how fast he's going to bump it up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Super internet falls off the back of the truck and into Bob's arms. Well, I mean, I worked at Comcast for a very long time, so I know like people spread around in the industry, and that's how it works. Starlink has my $100 deposit. I feel like that's like anything. It's like, hey, this thing's coming out. We don't know when, but give us $100.
Right. Even a truck.
Yep. And I don't even think they're making the truck now. I don't know. Like, isn't it a different truck now? I don't know.
I mean, I think he made it very clear in that disastrous reveal that he did where the window broke. I felt so bad for him. But I think he made it clear then that this is a prototype. It's probably going to change and all of that. But that thing, I hated that, like most people did the first second I looked at it, but it's really growing on me. I'll never buy one, but it looks really, really cool.
I mean, it looks fun. So whatever you do, don't adjust your pin on the Starlink map. You'll get bumped to the back of the line. Wow. There you go.
Okay. Well, I'll know that if I ever move to a rural place and have to buy one. What I thought about doing too was like
Consensus. Huh?
Ordering like 3 or 4, just putting them in a bunch of people's names and just see which one gets there first. But
Ginger Grumble with the $5 super chat says solar panel fund. Thank you. And Regina says, has anyone done a consensus dedicated for fish keepers? I swear most people know I cannot or haven't been successful keeping aquariums. I'm pretty sure there's never been a consensus done.
I've said it for how many years now that I think there's more people that quit fish keeping than stay in it. And I think that's absolutely fact.
So you think the industry is in decline then?
No. Because for as many people that there are that quit, there's even more that start up.
Oh, but I thought you said more people quit than come in.
Well, I misspoke then. I'm sorry. When you have 100 people that all buy their first aquarium, I'm of the opinion probably 80 of them quit within the first 6 months. And you maybe keep 20 of them. Oh,
I see what you're saying now. Yeah.
But those 20 people stick around, and then 100 more people come along, and only 20 of them stick around. So I think that's why the industry grows. I think the industry grew super fast in 2020, like most industries or hobby industries did. But it's always been kind of a steady, slow rise, this hobby. And I think that's why, because so many people get frustrated and quit.
It would be nice if there was like an exit survey. Why are you quitting?
Well, and it would be the answer would be the same every time. I bought the tank on impulse, or I bought it because my kid wanted it, and the fish kept dying, and I just got tired of buying new fish and gave up.
It is definitely, I think, less and less like, oh, I won it at a fair. You know, there's less of that going on now, which is nice.
Yeah, or I got them as a centerpiece decoration at a wedding. I mean,
oh man, I didn't even know that was a thing until, well, I don't know. I don't remember who told me that, but
I've heard of that. I've had many emails sent to me with pictures and everything. So yeah, that is a thing. And you know, whatever Karen's wedding that was should be ashamed of themselves. I said it.
well, it's it takes me back to like the I don't remember which, maybe the 2018 aquatic experience when they left. They just left like 700 bettas at the hotel. They're like, okay, we're out. Like, what?
Yeah, I never saw that. I didn't know they did that, but I remembered you talking about. I mean, I was there, but I didn't see it, and I remember you talking
Of course,
about it
that number
afterwards.
gets higher every time I tell a story, so it's probably like 300, but it was hundreds.
Yeah, that's a shame. I think that's. Never mind.
And that's why they're not a thing anymore. I'm just kidding. That's not why, but I'm sure it doesn't help.
That's not what I was going to say, but what I was going to say was I think that's probably more common than we realize. You know, they're just brought to shows as decorations and not, you know, living things.
Lumpy Dog says, I've lost interest in the hobby several times, but I keep some aquariums going with bare minimum maintenance. Eventually, I get excited about the hobby again, likely winter, summer related. I could see that too, like seasonal. You know, you spend more time at home in the winter. I mean, I definitely go through ups and downs for sure.
I have taken breaks, and I took a pretty good break when my previous marriage fell apart and that whole thing, and I had to move and all of that nonsense. But it's funny. I told Brett this a couple of weekends ago. It was the show Tanked that reinvigorated me and like was like, oh my God, I got to get back into this. So he was tickled to see that. Hear that. He didn't see it. He heard it.
I need an affordable fish version of Furbo for my tanks. Does one exist? We know. I don't know what Furbo is.
Furbo?
Furbo.
Yep. No clue. Is that haircut thing? What was that thing called?
I want to Google it real quick. Chia Pet? Furbo.
No, what's that what's that hair thing that was like a vacuum cleaner hair thing? I wouldn't know because I don't need it, but
vacuum cleaner for hair? I mean, when I lost my hair, I didn't lose it fast enough to need a vacuum cleaner for it.
It's a there were infomercials about it. Is that Furby? See, I was thinking Furby was that stupid stuff.
That's like
Floby. That's what it is. Look at that. See, they all know. It was like clippers that had a vacuum cleaner. So when you trim your hair, it vacuums the hair out. So that, you know, whatever.
I'm not getting anything for Furbo on Google, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what Furbo is. I've never heard of that.
Now I got to look up this Floby thing.
It reminds me of Fubar, and I don't think that's what he was talking about. We don't talk that kind of language here.
Fubar?
Until the stream's turned off.
You can say Fubar. That's not a bad word. Just don't say the acronym.
Right. Another person complimenting my shirt.
Brings back good memories. Furbo is a remote dog treat with camera. Interesting.
Well, you get you one of those controllers and you have a feeder on there, and then you set up a camera and you watch your fish on your camera, on your app, on your phone, and then you go to your app and you push feed and bloop, there you go. Furbo. You got it.
Except you can't transmit underwater. That's going to be a problem.
What? Transmit underwater.
If you're putting it in the water to feed your fish,
auto feeders don't go in the water. What auto feeders do you have?
if it's remote controlled, then it would have to like move around, right? What's the point of it being a remote control? It'd be like a submarine going around in your tank, feeding your fish.
Well,
that's
would
something
be
I could
fun.
get behind.
I've never seen that. That would be fun. I have seen those underwater drones. In fact, it was that same aquatic experience. No, it wasn't. It was the year after that. You know, the one you didn't go to, that they had. Questum Aquariums had the underwater drone. It was like a submarine drone. It was cool.
Was there two in New Jersey?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, that drone was in that tank.
Ooh.
You see?
Wow, you got some serious clout going there.
It was in that tank. And when I called them like 3 or 4 months later, 6 months later, and I was like, I need a big tank. Let's make a deal. And they were like, well, we have that one that was at the Aquatic Experience. I said, let's go.
They had that huge one there. Like you could fit like 100 of me in. I don't remember how big that was, but
that's the biggest tank they ever had there. So you're talking about that one.
It was no. This one, like I could stand in it.
Oh,
it might not. It might have been a different company.
Are you
talking
about
whoever? It was whoever Jay Wilson worked for at the time, because it was his booth or he was there.
Well, that was a Universal Rocks. He worked for Universal Rocks.
Yeah, I don't know. He works for like 84 companies. I can never keep track.
It's true. He does have a lot of jobs.
He's a busy man. I don't remember.
I hit him up the other day because I wanted to include him like I did you, but you know, you forgot the collaboration videos that Jason and I are doing. And I hit him up and I'm like, hey, did you happen to make those videos? And he was like, yeah, I'll send them, but I'm on my way to go see Ghostbusters. So I can't send them to you right now. I'm like, that's fine. Just send them tomorrow. He's like, I'll be on a plane to Disney tomorrow. I'm like, you're a baller, man. This is crazy.
He's who can afford to go to a movie in Disney? Jeez.
I'm so sad about Ghostbusters because my wife is mean and doesn't like Ghostbusters. So I can't go see that movie. I got to wait for it to come out on the computer.
But it's not Ghostbusters. It's Stranger Things.
Just because it has one actor in it that was in Stranger Things.
It's totally the same thing. But anyways.
But it is, yeah. I mean, I do see where you're going with that because it has the kids in it. But it has Paul Rudd in it. I don't care what he's in.
Another thumbs down just for him being in it. -1 star just for his name being attached. Anyways, Canines, Kevin Canines and Aquatics says, I saw KGTropicals, but didn't see you at Aquashella. What happened? I never planned on going to Aquashella. So nothing happened. I just didn't go.
Wait a minute.
I was hoping to see you there again.
No, we got to get you there this year.
Furbo has a camera on it that you can see your dog and shoot a treat out of it via your phone. I want one for my fish.
That would be so fun.
You need it for like, imagine having it for like archer fish, and you're just shooting things across the aquarium, and they're trying to shoot it out of the air.
That would be fun. But I work at home, so my dogs are like literally right there. So what would I do? I'd be shooting. I'd have my phone out, and I'd be doing it right here. That'd be just kind of. I don't know. I'm blessed.
Another question here. Canister filters worth the work for a somewhat physically handicapped newbie, but works with my problems. Any advice to make less strenuous? I am very anti-canister filter. If you want something that's going to be less strenuous, get a sump. I understand it's probably a little too late for that now, but you are a canister filter guy. So what are your tips and tricks?
Yeah, what you just said makes no sense.
That a
sump would be less strenuous.
It literally takes like 5 seconds to clean a sump.
Okay, I don't disagree with you, but canisters, depending on which one you have, Sun. With all of them, it doesn't matter. They all you can maintain all of them the same way. You don't have to remove them from underneath the tank, just like you wouldn't remove a sump from under the tank. So You disconnect your hoses and you detach the lid and you do all your work right under there. It's not as convenient, but
That's
it's
already
just
way more work than a sump.
but it's not. I mean, I've got both. I've got 4 canisters running and 3 sumps running. I got experience in this. I know you do too, but it's not any more work than a sump. In fact, they're so much smaller. I would say it's less work than a sump. There it is. I said it. I'll say it to your face.
Well, all I know is that when I have sumps, it takes me about 5 seconds to change out the filter pad, and that's easy peasy.
And you know what? The good thing about both of those types of filters, I am a sump guy and I am a canister guy. Both of them, they do not need constant maintenance. What are you laughing at?
Venti is Italian for 20, so now you're stupid in 2 languages. Role Models, one of the greatest movies ever.
Oh God, it's been a long time. I don't remember quotes from that movie, but yeah, that movie's great.
Oh man.
But you don't have to maintain sumps or canisters all that often.
I mean, about ready to buy a canister filter, believe it or not.
What would you be getting?
I'm getting a cheap eBay knockoff Odyssey canister filter, and I'm specifically going to be using it to simulate rain. So I'm going to have bars going across my paludarium, and I'm using it to simulate rain.
Okay.
So it's going to be really small because obviously I don't need a lot of water movement, but it should be kind of fun.
That sounds cool. I'm really happy for you that you're getting a canister finally.
I've had them in the past. I've had the FX6. I've had many canisters.
I just got that white box off of my face. See that? I finally got rid of that. I just noticed it was really driving me crazy.
Thank you. I'm glad that's gone. Bob loves hang-on-backs, pie, and whiny people. It's true.
I mean, I love hang-on-back filters too. I love them all. I mean, I really do. I have every single type of filter running right now. So all of them, internals, sumps, canisters, hang-on-backs.
Sasa, I'm not sure, says, thanks for ignoring me. 4 a.m. in Greece, so I need to go to sleep. Good night to all. P.S. Lisa, I adore you. I wish I had your patience. I saw the Betty video and lost my mind. You're welcome for ignoring you, for one. I appreciate you thanking me. And have a good night's sleep. Tell her you miss her whispering eye. You know, there's definitely no ignoring going on because I did answer one of your questions earlier. But if I missed another one, I apologize. There's a lot of people here. Can't get them all.
It's very true.
KGTropicals, what is the real active calico-looking fish in your tank? You do love talking about this fish, so there you go.
Is there a way to just add text to my, like, put it over me what it is? Because
you could even have it follow the fish around. Like
that is the number one question that's asked on my streams too. It is.
Hey, you get an awesome fish like that, you're going to get that question a lot.
It is an Endlicheri biker, bitcher, whatever you want to call them. I say biker because I like bikes. It's cool.
So HDJC86 says Troy Goldberg's Frog Room channel has a good tutorial on rain bars, and I will agree that guy is insanely good at making terrariums. If you're into terrariums, paludariums, anything of that nature, obviously frogs, poison dart frogs, definitely check him out. I'm subscribed to him. I follow him on Instagram. So yeah, nothing but good things to say about that dude. I
started to fall down the rabbit hole of that world, and I had to pull myself out because I could see myself going.
You're gonna get lost.
That was why I pulled out, because it was like, I mean, I'm subscribed to Tanner. I watch all of his stuff. I think he's brilliant. But that's as far as I go with it, because I could see myself losing control real fast. And then my daughter's leopard gecko bit me, and that helped. That helped a lot, because then I was like, all right, forget it. I don't want to.
My snake bit me and it didn't turn me off at all. I was like, hey, so I decided to sit there and wait for it to let go too. Because you can't pry them off or you can pull their teeth out.
It didn't hurt. It was it startled me a little bit, but I was just like, well, screw you. Oh, now I don't want one. But no, I do want one, but not here. Maybe someday Lisa and I will move and I can get. But the problem with it is that I know it's like, okay, listen, I don't drink any alcohol at all. And it's not because I'm a recovering alcoholic or anything. It's just,
What's the story? There's always a story.
Well, no, there's a story. Yeah, there's a story as to why I don't drink, but we don't need to get into all that. It doesn't have anything to do with me. If I started drinking like a beer at dinner, I would instantaneously become an alcoholic. It would just happen. Ask Lisa. It would be instantaneous. I would go from not drinking at all to being an alcoholic. I have an addictive personality. It just is what it is. So if I get a reptile, anything, give me 6 months, I'm going to have 5 or 6 at that point. And it's
just as bad as fish. Like
I could see that. I mean, I love it. And they're so cool. And I see all these cool things at Aquashellas. You would see them too if you would ever go. And it's amazing.
I see them in real life. Like I don't have to go to Aquashella to see reptiles. I have my own.
I just really want you to go.
I'll go to one. I'm definitely not going to go to Texas in the middle of summer, though. That seems like a terrible idea.
Well, you don't spend much time outside, so it really doesn't matter.
I don't even care. Amanda says, why simulate rain in a tank? It's a paludarium, so it's only half filled with water. And I have lots of like house plants and things like that growing in there. So that's why I want to simulate rain. And for the cool factor, I think it'd be fun. It'd be cool. Tyler says, Bob, Epistogramma benchai, what do you think? It is probably my favorite Epistogramma. So I am on board if you can get some. Get them and breed them. They sell for a lot too. Where in Texas? Is it in Dallas again?
I would imagine, yeah.
Well, I mean, I would imagine too, but they also switched from Miami to Orlando, so
they've never had one in Miami. I don't even know what you're talking about.
The last one was in Miami, wasn't it? Oh no, that was the ALA. Never mind.
No, it's in the exact same place it was last year.
Is it?
Or this year?
That? You sure?
I'm positive. It's at the Gaylord Resort.
I'm just gonna move on from that one. Gaylord Fokker. A reptile dysfunction can affect us all. I live in Texas, and that seems dumb. Wait, what? I know. What were they thinking? Oh, yeah. Zen Ginger lives in Texas, and they scheduled it in the middle of summer.
Well, it's not an outdoor event, and there's air conditioning. So,
BJ Palmer, it can definitely be used to induce breeding for sure. So you're not wrong. That's just not why I'm doing it. I need to go to Aquashella. I don't know which one to go to. If you could only go to one, which one would you go to?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you. You're the one that's been to all of them.
Orlando. Just because I like Florida. Yeah. But now, having said that, I had an amazing time in Chicago. Actually, I don't know, because Chicago was awesome and the pizza's great.
Is it that deep dish crap? I don't like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
It's so messy.
But I really do like Orlando a lot. And the place that they have it at in Orlando is like a 5-star resort, where in Chicago it was super nice, but it's at a convention center. You know,
it's a big convention hall, right?
Right. And then Dallas was really nice. They were all in very, very nice places, but in Orlando at the Gaylord Fokker, it is like world class, really, really nice. And I love Florida, and it's only an hour and a half flight for me. So I'd have to pick Florida.
It's a very expensive flight for me, which is why I'm not going. Shake, 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 shake your body, shake your booty. What? Shake, shake, shake. You could come to Florida. February is usually our coldest month, which would be considered mild for people like y'all. If I went to Florida, I would just go to like reptile places. I would not even go to aquarium places.
See, that's why I don't even know why you go to these things. You went to New Jersey and you spent the entire time in New York. You didn't even go to the event.
I never went to New York. I tried to walk there at like 2 a.m, but I never made it. I didn't go to New York. I wasn't with the New York group. I was like, I'm not down for that.
You said you were trying to walk I don't know what you said. You said something really dumb.
Oh, no, I tried to walk there.
That's really dumb. Yeah.
It was kind of
Here's
fun.
an idea. Let me walk to New York City at 2 a.m. That sounds like a great idea.
I made it pretty far. I almost made it to the bridge. I mean, you see a lot of interesting things in the depths of New Jersey at 2 or 3 a.m.
Oh.
Just saying. I mean, yeah, maybe eventually. I don't know. I think Chicago is the only one. I like going to Chicago too.
Chicago was amazing.
Except for the toll booths, like on the freeway every 5 freaking minutes.
We were very fortunate in Chicago because we got to hang out with the Adams the whole time, and we didn't stay at their house, but they had us at their house, and we streamed from there, and it was an amazing time. They were all three great. I mean, if I was told I could only go to one, you could literally pick one of them. It wouldn't matter to me. I had a great time at all three of them. And that's not me being politically correct or brown nosing or anything. I don't have any reason to do that. I don't have any reason to do that. I got called a brown noser by Tanner Serpa, and it really hurt my feelings. So that's a soft spot for me.
Wait, what? I wasn't paying attention. Tanner said you were brown nosing?
We had him on our stream in Chicago. And I was doing what I do. I don't do this to you because I don't particularly care for you, but
there's no reason to brown nose me.
When I have somebody on, whether it doesn't matter, somebody that I respect and I think they're really good. Again, not really you, but
yeah, of course, yeah.
I just kept saying things like, your channel is amazing and blah blah blah, and it was part of conversation. And somebody in the chat, he said he made a joke that I was brown nosing. And so I rode that for the whole weekend, like breaking his balls constantly about it. Like, oh, I'm just a brown noser. But then somebody like emailed me that were really upset at him for calling him a brown noser and all this. So it became calling me a brown noser. So it became a whole big thing that is
like, God, what is, that's John's nose down there. Shoot.
I don't even remember how he did it. I mean, it's on the live stream on the Aquacella channel, so it's there for good, but he was being silly, you know what I mean? And like we all do, and made a joke.
Some people don't know. They think it's like real when it's just ribbing or whatever you want to call it. Right.
Yeah. And that was the night after he almost got us killed, which was not fun, but
I heard that story. Yep.
He didn't almost get us killed, but it was an adventure for sure.
Okay. Vibes Aquatic says, John, can you put Oscars in outdoor ponds in the South year round?
Absolutely.
I would say
100 times out of 100.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, now I'm in the South, but I'm not in the South. I'm below the Mason-Dixon line, but I couldn't do that. So it really does it depends on where you are in the South. But if you're in the South, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, yeah, you can do that. No problem. But if you're in upper Tennessee, upper North Carolina, upper Kentucky, probably not.
Amanda says, Steenfott Aquatics, is the plan for the Paludarium to be raining all the time or intermittent? It'll be intermittent, and it'll also be Wi-Fi controlled. So if I want to show it off, if someone's over here filming, I could turn it on so they can film it. So, but yeah, it won't be going all the time because that would create way too much humidity, and I don't want to deal with that. Matthew says, not a fan of Bob today, so I decided to show up late. I had to. He's a big LeBron fan, so I told him the same joke I told you before we started the stream. That we will not be repeating on the stream.
Doesn't break my heart that I can't watch that guy.
KG, have you been to the House of Tropics lately? Used to be my favorite shop before I moved away.
Last time we were there was probably it's been a few months, but we haven't been up there in the last few months. We were just talking about making a trip up there though. Love that place. I mean, that's an amazing store. and maybe get up there this weekend. I don't know. It's Thanksgiving weekend. We're not going to do that this weekend, but
That would be a terrible time to travel.
that is a great place to be a YouTuber and to know the owners. I don't really know them, but they know I've met them. They know who I am.
I don't know them, but they know me. Who doesn't?
We've had many, many conversations. I don't even know their last name, but like they know I'm a YouTuber and they've given me free reign to film whatever I want to film. And when there's 500 aquariums, that's like a smorgasbord for B-roll. So he's out a lot today. Look at him go. Sorry, I just get fascinated whenever I see him swimming around. Must be hungry.
My favorite Oscar is right behind your head right now. That one right there. Yep.
Yeah, he's a looker.
Mm-hmm. I don't care about the other two.
He's the one on the shirt.
Yeah, that's why I don't wear it.
It's a gorgeous fish. He doesn't show up very well in this camera because he's all blown out, but he's a looker. But the red one, the red one he's a champion.
Vibes Aquatics says, John, are y'all planning to have a live stream this Thursday?
We are.
Yes. Is
Bob,
Lisa going to be there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I might not even be a part of it. I might just run the cameras and just it'll just be you and her.
That'd be interesting.
She's got some things to say to you. Trust me.
I'm sure, but I'm pretty sure even she would hold back on a live stream. I'm going to wear my happy birthday Lisa hat.
That's a fun one.
I saw another question for you, but now I don't see it.
In Charlotte,
John, what's the coldest temp you think Oscars can live comfortably in?
Comfortably?
70.
70?
You think?
I think they'd probably they'd be grumpy, but they'd be okay.
They're always grumpy.
You go below 70 and I would start probably telling you're doing the wrong thing, which is why I say, the water's going to be above 70 degrees if you're in the deep South. But here, no way. So, I mean, maybe a little lower than 65, but they're not going to be vibrantly colored like these are and happy and all over the place. They're just going to be kind of lazy.
Oscars happy?
You know what? Listen, you and I are getting ready to have a fight. If you want to keep talking bad.
I don't know anything about Oscars. I was just asking.
My Oscars are very happy. Look at them. They're gorgeous. They're stunning. They're amazing. And they're so happy. If I could focus in on them, they're smiling right now because they're thrilled.
What's coming up for KGTropicals, keepfishkeeping.com? What's coming up?
Did somebody ask that or are you asking me that?
Lumpy Dog wants to know. The people want to know. They have spoken.
You know what? We're going to be running a sale this weekend like everybody's doing.
Ooh, Black Friday sale. Are you doing Cyber Monday?
Yeah, we're just going to go the whole weekend. Whole thing. Just go all the way through. No problem.
No, I'm asking if you want to cyber on Monday.
Yeah, I'm saying all the way through from Thursday. What are you saying? I don't even understand your language sometimes.
Okay, man, we're just trying to figure out what's new and what's upcoming.
We are hopefully these lights that you're seeing that are making this tank look so amazing. That's not why I did it, I promise, but we're hopefully going to be bringing these in soon. Little more expensive.
It looks like it's angled. Like, is that just me?
No, that's what happens with cameras. It's the way that works. I promise my tank is sitting straight. But that's probably going to be the next thing that we add. As far as, big things adding to the site would be that. I don't know if that's what the person was asking or not, but
person, that's Lumpy Dog you're talking to.
Lumpy Dog. Sorry. I didn't know if that's what the dog was asking.
How dare you? Bob, any tips for keeping a golden back shrimp? So I don't consider any color strains of cherry shrimp to be any more difficult than any other color. So I would just keep them like you would any cherry shrimp. I don't find them to be any harder. I've had basically every color under the sun, and I don't think I've had a problem. I've had problems with sources. So like I got yellow shrimps from one source and they never lasted, but then I got them from somewhere else and they were great. So as long as you have a good source, I think you'll be just fine. Like where'd be a good place? Like Lucas Brett's has really good yellowback. I don't know if he has any for sale on his website or if he's out of stock, but mine came from him and they did amazing. So I would be more concerned about where you're getting them, to be honest, but that's just me.
Lucas, pretty much everything Lucas has is going to be top notch.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty nice stuff. That's what my website is going to turn into, like a Lucas Brett's website. So I'm not going to be like buying wholesale, but it's just going to be plants and fish that I grow or breed myself. So like 99% of the time, everything's going to be sold out, but you know.
What I love about Lucas is that guy is a rock star and he doesn't even know it.
I think he knows it. I just don't think he cares.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of what I mean. Like, he doesn't embellish it at all. He walks into events and people go nuts and he's just like, hey, whatever. You know,
I'm just here, man.
That's Jeff Spicoli kind of attitude, just like, hey, okay.
It's hard not to like him. I mean,
yeah. I think I made him mad when I said he looks like Rob Zombie, but that's not an insult. I mean,
I'd be so mad.
Underneath all of that gnarly dreads and beard, Rob Zombie's probably a pretty good looking guy. I don't know. I've seen him in person, but it was from far away, so I couldn't tell how good looking he was. What did I just do? I've seen him in concert.
So anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to throw it out there that I've seen him in concert. So
let me know when, Bob. I'll just pre-order fish from you. It's probably, I mean, it's definitely not going to be till spring. I have no desire to ship fish in the winter anymore. That's just too stressful for me, the fish. And so
it surprises me how many people are willing to pay for overnight shipping in the wintertime, though. I mean,
it's the only thing I'll do from now on. Like, someone wanted to buy one of my reptiles and I was like, I will only ship overnight if you really want it. Like, that's the only option. Not priority, nothing.
Priority has just become such a you-know-what show. I mean,
even Priority Express, like, nope, not doing it.
It's a nightmare right now. And I hate it because I get the emails from people all the time, not with fish. You know, we've had real good luck with fish this year, but, you know, people will be like, you know, I got the tracking information 7 days ago and it says it hasn't even left Virginia. And I'm like there's literally nothing I can do. And I hate that because I want so bad to be like, I'm going to call them and I'm going to tell them, give them the business. But you call them up, they'll laugh at you like, what do you want us to do? It gets there when it gets there.
Yep. I've actually had good experience with USPS with getting money back. Like,
oh yeah,
that was super easy. Like UPS, they were like, no, go shit on a shingle. They were like, we're not giving you. I'm like, it's guaranteed. Like, what are you doing? Like your package was damaged. It was a week late. And they're like, nope. But the post office, they were like, boom, your check's in the mail. So that was, I mean, that's one good thing about them, but still they killed the fish.
With UPS though, we've probably shipped in the last year. I guarantee you 500 fish through UPS, and we've had 2 that didn't survive the shipment, and one was actually a heat pack failure, so that's not on UPS. It got there on time, and then the other was just who knows why it happened. But the Postal Service, with UPS, it's happened so little that I don't even worry about filing the claim. It's just like, I don't have time for that. Let's just move on. But the Postal Service, particularly last year, right after Thanksgiving, we were dumb and we still sent stuff priority. Oh God, it was the worst week of our life. It was horrifying. And it was probably $1,000 worth of shipments that got refunded back to us. And they, like you said, real easy. Go on the website, bloop, bloop, done. And you get a check like 3 or 4 days later. Super easy, but we will not make that mistake again.
Yeah, I don't know. I am perfectly happy paying like 30, 40, whatever it is for overnight shipping on any live animal. I mean, it's a live animal. You should not be like trying to cheap out. I get it. It is, it's expensive, especially if you're buying like a $2 Tetra. But it's just the best way to do it.
The thing is, I'm going to tell you what somebody told me a long time ago. People will pay that because they want to buy fish from you. So, I don't even know why I'm telling you that, because it's not like I have to convince you. You already know, but I'm just saying.
Well, I think like if I'm breeding my own fish, I think that brings value. Like people want something where they know it's coming from versus like a farm or, something where it could be crossbred like rainbows or something. So there's value there, I think.
Sure.
Priority shipping is like a fragile shipping sticker now. It is kind of the new norm. Like, I don't know why anyone would ever ship something normal anymore. It's half the time it's more expensive. Besides like envelopes and crap like that.
There's a YouTuber that sells this. It is tobacco-free dip, chewing tobacco, whatever you want to call it. And I ordered a bunch of these from him. And his distribution is in New York. Now, if you think about where Virginia is, we're 3 states below New York. The shipment, according to the tracking information, went from New York to North Carolina, from North Carolina to Virginia, Richmond, which is an hour from us, from Richmond to Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is 20 minutes from us, and then went from Fredericksburg 20 minutes north, back to Richmond, back to North Carolina. I'll show it to you after we're done here. Back to North Carolina, then to Williamsburg, Virginia, back to Richmond, and then it came to us. So it was like going back and forth. I don't understand why they did that. It was 20 minutes from us, and they sent it back to North Carolina. Post office is just a mess.
Yeah, it really is. I had one, I don't remember what I bought, but it was out of Seattle, and I'm like an hour north of Seattle, and they shipped it to Portland and then back up to me. I'm like, how does that even make sense?
I fell down a rabbit hole the other day watching, I'm laughing just thinking about it. People that do these YouTube shorts where it's like UPS versus the Postal Service.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I laughed so hard. One of them was Amazon, and he puts the package in the mailbox, and he pulls out a can and sprays the mailbox and wipes it down. Like, hey, how's everybody doing? And then FedEx came, and he just took the box and just threw it in the yard. And then he pulled out a gun and shot it. It's like, that's FedEx. That's beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. I lost it there for a second, but I was laughing so hard at that. Those YouTubers, man, they do something. They're funny people.
Some of them for sure. Yeah. I hate the, like all the fake pranks are getting out of control, which is kind of disappointing, but
see, I've never.
Steenfott, where are you located? Oh, I just said that. I'm in Whatcom County. I didn't know you were so close to me. Bellingham, to be exact. I've been to Bellingham many times. Many times. Too bad your shipments don't get frequent flyer miles. Bob should take a selfie with the fish and send an autographed photo of selfie with the fish shipment. It'd also be like a letter of authenticity. Oh, for like fish I breed. I see. No, that's a little too weird for me. Nobody wants an autographed picture of me. Trust me. Stir Fry Guy says I bought $900 worth of fish for my birthday. Did you get them from Dan's Fish? DansFish.com?
You'd be buying 3,000 fish if you bought $900 from Dan.
3,000 fish?
That was not meant to sound bad. Like, Dan doesn't sell super expensive fish, is what I'm saying. Like, that'd be a lot of fish.
He sells super expensive fish.
Oh,
like
okay.
Corridoras for like $80 a piece.
Okay,
$300 plecos. It's all the rare stuff though. He's got some really rare stuff, so of course some of it's going to be expensive.
that was not in any way a slight at Dan. I love Dan. I mean,
I think it was. I'm going to call him right afterwards. And be like, did you hear what John said on the live stream?
I think what Dan does,
he said
is
your
amazing.
Fish suck.
And
you should only buy from keepfishkeeping.com.
I have so much fun watching his progress, and we've become friends. Dan's a good guy. That is not at all.
I know. I'm gonna see you there at some point, right?
I hope so.
Are we allowed to say that? Because I just did.
Well, cat's out of the bag now.
Cal says, I don't think I have $900 worth of fish. They just fired the main guy keeping DeJoy in office at the post office. So hopefully they'll all go back to nothing's ever going to change. Nothing's. Melissa says, just came in late and has a $5 super chat. Says, you two are what has kept me from giving up on fish. Thank you.
Aww.
Those are always nice to get.
I think I might have $900. I could probably get $900 for all the fish I've got in there.
You could get $9 for the Oscars.
I don't even know why I said it. I should have known that was coming. You're such a jerk.
I mean, that was layup.
I did put it on a tee for you. But I'm echoing like crazy. What are you doing? You're
not echoing over here.
I mean, those bikers are easily $300 a piece at the size that they're at now.
Well, I mean, the fancy one for sure. Look, he's fantastic. He's showing off the whole time.
If you could see the other one, personality-wise, this one is definitely a rock star, but
he's
the other
fabulous.
One is super good looking. He just looks straight up like an alligator. I love it. Those Severums are no slouches either. I mean, I know they're not super valuable fish, but they're big. That common pleco, I could get at least $12 for that.
I don't think you're getting $12 for that.
I've got a vampire pleco in there that's about 8 inches. So
that might be worth a little money.
Yeah.
Speaking of fish that are worth money, a Fish Tank Barn member for 36 months says, I didn't find a Benthochromis stricati at OCA, which I thought would be my best chances to find them. Those are about $200 a piece. Last I saw.
Lisa sent me, I don't know if she texted it to me or if she sent me an article the other day. She sends me a lot of stuff. This article was about a guy. Here it is. I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to read it to you because this is fascinating stuff here. I'm just taking over your show. A Pittsburgh man who pleaded. I've never liked the word pleaded because I feel like it should be pled. Pleaded guilty.
Asian arowana guy.
Yeah. So you already know about this?
Oh yeah. I'm very much in loop with Asian arowanas. As you know, I used to have one. I mean, I never had one, but I might have.
Of course not. Considered the most expensive freshwater fish. Well, I'm not going to read this now because you just ruined it for me. Thanks.
No. But the people haven't heard it. The audience hasn't heard it.
A Pittsburgh man who pled guilty to trafficking what's considered the most expensive freshwater fish in the world has been sentenced. A judge gave Anthony Nguyen, also known as Jojo Nguyen, and Jackie Lee 5 years of probation, including 180 days of home detention and 225 hours of community service. He owned Ichiban tropical fish, blah, blah. Let me get back
Ichiban.
To here.
He got 180 days of phone detention?
Home detention.
Oh, home detention. Okay.
He admitted to selling illegally imported Asian arowanas or dragonfish, the endangered and invasive species, sell for tens of thousands of dollars and is considered the most expensive freshwater fish on the planet.
Fake news. I'm pretty sure koi are way more expensive.
Well, yeah, some of those big giant show koi. Yeah, I would imagine they are. But I mean, I've heard of people dropping 10 grand for super reds. Not people like me.
Those bikers. Melissa loves your bitchers.
Hey, don't you dare.
Your bike shears.
Call them that.
Your bikers. Just picked up a 150 for my Oscars. Hope they get as beautiful as John's. To be clear, only one is beautiful. But just
not true. That's blasphemy. All three of them are gorgeous. Look how well they get along with that biker. They just swim together. They have so much fun.
So once upon a time, I went up and I saw this post on Craigslist about these fish tanks for sale. And they were very odd size, like my 8-foot, 125-gallon tank. When I was just like, man, these are like so weird that I need to go buy them. And it was this guy down in Seattle. And I forget which, there's some other weird acrylic ones. And he's like, here's my address, meet me here. And I'm like, okay. So I go and I'm like, it's in Seattle. So it's all these houses that are just like packed and they're really small. And I'm like, there's no way this guy has like 8-foot fish tanks in this house. But you go into the back and then you go down these stairs and around the corner and there's like Asian arowanas, like all these fish I've never seen before. And I'm just like, can I just get my tanks and get out of here? It was crazy. There was like snake heads and oh man.
Was it that guy? Was it the Ichiban guy?
I mean, if he relocated, maybe.
Sounds like the same guy or one of his friends.
They're definitely out there. It was.
I have never seen one in person.
Really?
Never.
I mean, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have either. So,
I mean, I remember when I first got into the hobby, I went into a pet store one day and I saw, why am I drawing a blanket? I feel like an idiot. The Australian ones,
silver arowana.
Giardinis. God, a Giardini arowana. And I was freaking out thinking that was an Asian. I didn't know any better. And it was like $225 for a pretty good size one. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. They have the Asians, but no, it was a Giardini.
I might have done the same thing a long time ago. So
they look so much like them. But
well, and it looks so much different than just the silver. So it's like, whoa.
Yep. I almost bought a few years back a jet black Giardini. I've never had good luck with them. They've always been complete jerks, every single one I've ever had. But it was jet black. I've never seen anything like it. It was 100% black, and it was $250. And I kind of regret not buying it.
Have you ever seen the purple Asian arowanas?
Well, I just got done telling you I've never seen one, but I've seen pictures of them. Yes.
That's like, if I was to ever own an arowana, it would be that one. And it's just because of the story behind it. Like, no, there's like very few people that even know where they are, and they like refuse to give up the location because they know what's going to happen when they do. But there was a guy giving a talk about like rasboras of all things. And he was like, went to collect him, and he's like, yeah, we came across this river. So he actually had pictures of him and seen him in real life.
Oh,
it was crazy.
Yeah, that's the holy grail for me. It'll never happen because they've been saying it since I was 19. And I don't
Melissa,
even understand.
Welcome to the Dream Team. Thanks for rejoining, I believe.
Someone said they're super common in Asia. I mean, I'm sure they are. Why don't you rub it in?
You telling me the Asian arowana is super common in Asia?
I know. I would have never thought that.
What? Come on, Keegan.
Well, we have bass.
Yeah. Bass are super common. Hey, Bob, do you think I could get 14 Pseudomygil Gertrude and 8 Melanotania salhuensis? Do you think I could add 14 Pseudomygils with 8? I mean, the Sahuluensis is a smaller Melanotania. I've never kept that specific species. I know some rainbows can be kind of fin nippers, so you might want to watch out for that. But generally, I think it would probably be okay if it's like a well-planted setup. But I don't know. I would definitely be watching that tank for quite a few days, like religiously, after adding him in there. Oh, I got to bring on the ankle biter.
Bringing in a co-host. I had a really bad dream that he ran away last night, and it really bothered me.
That would be, yeah.
Don't say it. Just be quiet.
I've been like so paranoid being out here, like in BFE, of like my dogs getting away. Like I'm so close to buying like GPS collars for him, but it's like $50 a month per collar. But I might do it. I might do it.
I mean, they're pretty good if they get out. If I yell at them, they'll come back. The beagle, once her nose hits the ground, forget it. There's, she's gone.
Well, I mean, that's pretty beagle. Like 2 of my dogs have good recalls, but there's one that if he gets excited, like he's gone.
Yeah, if there's another animal or even a person, yeah, there's no bringing them back. But yeah, he ran away. I was really glad to wake up and see that he was still here.
Yeah. I mean, just any dog running away is going to be terrible. I mean, Ginger with the $5 super chat says, "Yay for puppies! Yay for puppies!" Can't you just buy the iPhone tags or whatever they call? I don't even know what that is. Anything iPhone related, I'm not going to know anything about it.
Oh yeah, they have those. I forget what they're called, but yeah, they do have those, and they make little attachments for them for their. You can put them on dog collars. It's like a little coin, and it's meant to like hook onto your keys or to your purse or whatever. Because
this sounds like something like an untrusting boyfriend or girlfriend would stick on the other person's car.
I'm sure there's a lot of that. I'm sure there's a lot of that going on.
There you go. Stalker tags. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I know there's people have done that with put them on dog collars. Want to talk?
Someone asked, Kelly says, did you adopt the dog? And that I posted on Instagram. No, he's not available for adoption yet. And also, if I was to adopt a 4th dog right now, it would not be very smart. Let's put that. I'm in no position to take on another 100+ pound dog. Yeah, my food bill is already out of control. So, but it's gonna be, when he is available for adoption, it would be super hard because I have bonded with him and he has bonded with me at this point.
Is that the Dobie you sent the picture of the other day?
Yep.
Or you posted the picture of?
Yep. And he's massive. He's huge. Like he's really underweight. So he's like all skin and bones because he's abandoned. He was abandoned, but once he gains all his weight back and is healthy, he's going to be massive. My Basset Hound has a good recall. Took weeks of training. Yeah, it can be hard. Like recall is definitely something that people should work on for sure, no matter what kind of dog you have. Alex says I use it to track all my girlfriends, all of them. How much would food be? My food bill right now is just under $300 a month for my dogs.
Jeez.
But I feed them very well. Like, I mean, they eat better than I do.
Only problem with Chihuahuas, you hold them and you get covered in hair.
Hey, I owned a Husky, so I don't need to hear about that.
Yeah, well, I had a Golden Retriever. Golden Retrievers are probably the worst. I mean, I know Huskies are bad.
I was moving something the other day and still found Husky hair. I'm like, how is this even possible? Psycho says Borbal is my dream dog. That's funny because my Mastiff is a part Borbal. So there you go.
He's out a lot today.
Yeah, I know.
Look at him. He looks like a dinosaur.
Even the floating turd is out a lot. That other guy, though, he's all over the place. Is he always like that?
Yeah.
Dang.
In fact, if I walk by the tank and he's laying on the bottom, I'm like, like, what's wrong? Because he's always around. He's the most active fish in the tank.
He's like, chill out, John. I got to sleep sometime.
This one, it's the exact opposite. If he's swimming around like he is right now, I start to wonder, like,
like what's wrong with him?
Yeah, is he okay? Is he trying to tell me something?
I'm not the biggest angelfish person. I'm not a big angelfish person myself. But I just added this huge make from my quarantine. Wait, what? I'm not the biggest angelfish person, but I just added this huge male from my quarantine into my 75 rainbow fish, random big schooling fish, and he just made the tank look complete. I mean, I could see that. I'm still not the biggest angel. I have Leopoldi angelfish. I've had koi angelfish. I don't know I don't know. They just don't interest me that much. But they do look good when they're, full grown. So
love me some angelfish.
Love me some angelfish.
Oh,
Serious question.
Uh-oh. Get ready.
If I've slowly acclimated my African lake tank to higher pH, could I acclimate the fish back to lower pH over time? Match the rest? Yes. Yep. I see no problem with that. As long as you're not going like fast, but you said slowly. So yeah, you should be just fine. I always like anytime I keep African cichlids, I always slowly go down to lower pH over time.
But
if that made sense.
But now, okay. So it was a serious question, so I'm taking it seriously.
Take it serious.
So Brian is asking if I acclimate them up to a higher pH, could I slowly back them back down to a lower pH? Why not just keep it lower? Like if they're already,
he's already acclimated them at a higher pH. So he's already keeping them.
They're already there. Okay.
So yeah, he says I've slowly, like he's already done it.
Got it. I thought it was if I slowly acclimate them to a higher pH, can I then acclimate them down?
That's probably how I read it, to be honest, though. So it's
okay. Yeah. Okay. It's your fault. Good. Yeah. The my follow up to yours, which I agree with 100%, is that most likely they're going to be used to, not the highest pH anyway, depending on where you bought them from. So shouldn't have any problems.
Yeah. Kyle says, I feel you on the major food bill. I have a Boston Terrier, and my service dog is a German Shepherd Golden Retriever. And we pay about $2 to $2.50 a month for food. Yeah, I'm lucky to have a really good butcher by me. That's only $2.50 a pound for dog food. So otherwise, it would be like there's other butchers that charge way more around me. So pretty lucky there. I've never heard of this fish. Ham Aquatics says, John, what do you think of Chindongo sulosii, coral red, and Buna cichlids? I have 10 on order coming from the Czech Republic.
From the Czech Republic. Interesting. I mean, I called them Salusai. Kind of looks how, say it like it looks. I don't know if I'm saying it right though, but I am familiar with those. Right. I've not heard of coral red, but I'm sure they're amazing. And not really all that familiar with fish coming out of the Czech Republic either, but yeah, that sounds amazing. I mean, I love all Mbunas, so you're not going to get much argument out of me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's oh man, you just put me to sleep. There's a lot of cool fish that come out of Czech Republic. There's some good exporters in Czech Republic, so they always have a lot of cool stuff there.
Cool.
Chindongo salosai used to be called Pseudotropheus. Is it the same fish, but maybe crossed with the coral red? I don't know. I know that the salosai are not Pseudotropheus anymore.
That's
as of like
confusing.
a year ago, maybe longer. I don't know. I feel like scientific names always change.
Yeah, that's why I don't pay attention to scientific names.
I just name them whatever I want. Red striped fish for sale, $5 each.
Would you believe me if I told you it's already been 2 hours?
It's already been 2 hours. This is why it's so nice to have more than one person on the stream.
I'm not doing this with you every week.
You're doing it twice this week, sir.
Well, that's true. If I lose a bunch of subscribers like I always do when you come on my stream this week,
you're going to lose so many subscribers. I don't know why you do it. Like, you're a glutton for punishment. So whatever.
Now, you know what? You said the same thing as me. You kind of do the same thing every single week, and it just gets a little, I don't want to say boring, because I'm very lucky to do what I do for a living. But it just kind of gets, it's the same thing every week. So I just want to mix things up. And I invited you on. You blew me off 2 weeks in a row. And so now,
I think it was Mother Nature that blew you off. Not me.
Let's not cross any lines here. Okay. But yeah, you're right.
I mean, it was like I had tornado warnings here. I've lived here my whole life. I've never had tornado warnings. It's crazy. Ginger Grumble with the $5 super chat says, I like the Bob can say scientific fish names, but not manageria. I don't know what that word is. Do you know what that word is?
Nope.
See, I'm not the only one, Ginger. So shove it. And thanks for the super chat.
Lisa's telling me to stop being rude. It's not that many. It's usually
It's about 30, right?
30, 40. Yeah, on average.
You showed me the statistics. I've seen it. It's true.
Yeah, it's
like that's not even a roast. It's just true.
It's outrageous.
Busting a LeBron with the cheap shots. Oh, we got the LeBron jokes. All right. It's been 2 hours, so I am going to let you go.
Good, because I'm about
I appreciate you volunteering, like proactively.
Oh, it was my pleasure. It was fun.
Oh, the blind fisher says, "How's it going, Bob? It's going great, John. John's doing good too. He's actually doing good too, like doing good things.
If you were a good person, Bob, I'm not talking to the blind fish keeper. I'm talking to you. If you were a good person, you would have been fortunate, like me, to be able to meet him in Orlando this year in Aquashella.
Well, not all of us get free trips to Aquashella.
Hey, I had to work. I had to put in work.
Glad to be catching a live stream tonight. A little late coming in, but something's better than nothing, right? That is true. And now we're ending it. So
yeah.
Men ag airy. Men. I don't know.
Menagari?
I don't know, but it's true. Adam says, see you guys Thursday. I will be on John's stream on Thursday. So if you're not subscribed to KGTropicals, wait till Thursday to subscribe. That way it'll counterbalance the subscribers that I make him lose. So
that's a good strategy.
Very helpful.
And it ought to be fun too, because it'll be me, you, and Lisa. So we can get all kinds of shenanigans going on.
Yeah, I'm going to get yelled at all night. I can already see it.
It's going to be a good time. You better buckle up.
All right, so that's it. Thanks everyone for coming and hanging out. And hopefully see you all on Thursday. Any last words?
No, thanks for having me. It was fun. I enjoyed myself. I'm glad I came on.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you came on too. See everyone later.